So what you see is, I mean, there's different scores out there. There's a lot of different scores, and when you're talking about your Credit Karma score, you're talking about even the scores you might get from your credit card companies. Those are different brands of scoring. Now, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac dictate on what scores are used for the different mortgages and what they're going to use. So when they're using FICO scores, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, with Experian use version 2. With TransUnion use version 4, and with Equifax version 5. Now, when you go to Credit Karma, they're using what's called a VantaScore. Now, there is some talk about maybe trying to introduce the VantaScore down the line, but it hasn't actually come to fruition yet. So that score could be very different. So you can't even say like, oh, you're usually 20 points higher or 30 points lower. They're all over the board. And the FICO 8 scores are, even though it's a FICO score and they're using FICO scores for the for mortgages, what they're actually it's kind of like, me and my brothers. Me and my brothers look similar, right? You can tell we're brothers, but we're very different. And that's that FICO 8 score versus the version 2, version 4, and version 5 across those three bureaus. So they're quite different. So what you probably see is people complain when their score is lower, right? Nobody's going to complain like, oh, I thought I was only a 710. You say I'm a 740. They're not complaining. But what happens a lot of times is you see people that like, hey, I'm on Credit Karma. I know that my score is a 760, and then you pull it and it's a 689, and then they're like, what's going on? Because I know. And they're just very different scores. So a lot of times people aren't aware that those are different scores. So you always have to read the fine print on those scores. It does say that, hey, they're not FICO. FICO is the industry leader. So they're always, there's always disclaimers basically saying, hey, these aren't FICO scores.